Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks since we set up our terrarium and it's time to move our woodlice into their new home. Before we do, let me show you some of the changes I've made. To keep the foliage dry and not lying on the wet soil, I added a row of hollow branches between the leaves and the ground, so I can be sure that the woodlice have a dry place to retreat. Furthermore, I put another piece of bark with moss in it, because this place was previously empty. Now, because of the high humidity, we do have some mold, but no worries, I've got a trick up my sleeve. I've scattered some ash on top of the mold of the foliage, which prevents the mold from spreading. But the best news is that we have new sprouts of moss, and with a little luck, they won't get eaten by our woodlice, so that the moss become denser. This is the old terrarium from which I will move the woodlice to the new terrarium. To make the move to the new terrarium as smooth as possible, I'll be removing the bark from the new terrarium. This will give me the chance to inspect them and make sure they're healthy before I transfer them into the new home. We'll begin by removing the lid of our old terrarium. As you can see, some of them are already eager to explore the new surroundings by waiting under the lid to be the first, where others may need a little coaxing. One of the most important things to keep in mind when handling these delicate creatures is to use the right tools. That's why I recommend using entomological forceps, which allow me to exert just the right amount of pressure without harming my woodlice. As you can see, I'm carefully removing the woodlice from their old home and making sure that I don't miss any of them. And did you know that woodlice are actually crustaceans and not insects? They are more closely related to crabs and lobsters than they are to ants and beetles. When it comes to handling small woodlice, it's important to be extra conscious because of the exoskeleton and dorsal carapace are not fully developed and hardened, like those of adult woodlice. Sometimes it's also easier to just push them down so you can't hurt them in the first place. Now that I've got some out, I'm going to pick out the big ones that linger on the surface. I have here 20 to 30 woodlice that I've carefully selected for the move. However, as with any living creatures, I want to make sure that there's enough space for them to thrive and avoid overpopulation. As you can see, the woodlice are already exploring their new home, and one brave little guy has even ventured out of his hiding place. Looks like the actual hiding place is a hot commodity, with one lucky woodlouse already staking his claim. This one piece of moss seems to dry up every time I open up the terrarium for a few minutes, but it has always recovered so far. Take a look at this pile of stones, it already seems to have paid off. Thanks for tuning in to see my woodlice settle into the new terrarium. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a 1-month update, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you soon.